Hi, how are you guys? I have not been on here in it seems like a month of Tuesdays. I think it actually has been a month of Tuesdays. So give me a second while I invite everyone in, and we're going to do chapter 11 recap. And we're also going to talk about kicking fear in the ass today. So let me get my tripod since it's been a month of Tuesdays since I've used it. I need to get it situated for my big head. All right, and let me tag some people. I haven't been live and I want to say it's been a good 2 weeks at least. I've been my voice, for those of you who know, I was like damn near deathly sick in the month of November. Um, my voice is finally coming back, um, getting back to normal. I am able to talk without straining it. It does hurt a little bit still. I think I injured my vocal cords. I never went to the doctor to check that, but I do think that my vocal cords were hurt. But anyway, I'm feeling like 10 times better than I was 2 weeks ago. I tried to rest my vocal cords after all the shenanigans in the beginning of the month. But let me finish inviting all of you amazing, amazing people. There's so many of you new faces in the group that I need to give you guys like a virtual hug and say, hey, how are you? Super excited to have you here. Many of you, this is the first time you've heard my voice live. So I will give you a proper welcome. So as I'm inviting people into the group, if you could just ping your name and say hello, I will give you a personal welcome when I'm done with all of this craziness that, as I often complain about, that Facebook makes you do in order to get your crew online. I really should get like some designated people to help me with this, but I always feel so horrible about the fact that it requires this much effort to get people into the group. It should just be like this massive, like invite everyone who's on in the group, right? Like if you're in the group, you must want to be notified. All right, I think I'm gonna get to G's and then I'll ask anybody else if you've got, you can invite some other people that would make this easier so you guys don't have to wait. So my intention was to come on at 6, but as you can imagine, I'm almost 4 hours late, but I say better late than never. I am at least here. All right. All right, I think I'm almost done. Go to the L's and then I think we're good. We have so many new faces on. I'm just like so excited. I mean, I don't know a lot of these names that I'm inviting, and so I'm so looking forward to getting to know you all and to learn about your businesses and learn about your superpowers. I read each of y'all's introduction, and so, okay. All right, let me make sure that it's all showing up. I will get started. So how this works for you guys who are new, what I do every month is I do a recap and then an introduction of how the upcoming month is going to be. So, all right, perfect. got it so I won't miss any comments, because as I recall, Facebook has made it almost next to impossible for me to see who is on. So if you've joined us, please just say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're out there. Um, and then, sorry, I'm just going to make sure I've got some more people. All right, I'm almost done. I keep saying that. I'm like, I'm almost done. Literally. I mean, I'm going to have to like really start to enlist some people, because we're almost at 300 people. And so to invite people individually is almost becoming impossible to get everybody that we need on. All right, we are yeses, and then we're good. Had some amazing wins this month. So I always like to do, and to the extent that I actually have been recovering from, I think what could have been walking pneumonia. It certainly was something going on with my vocal cords for sure, because I had this really big lump on my vocal cords. And I was really super sore, but okay. And I still have this lingering cough, and hope to not have it for much longer. But hey, how are you, Jenny? Nice to have you on. Super excited to have you here. I haven't seen your face in so long, so it's good to have you on. All right, let me make sure. All right, so if you're on, please announce so I can say hi, and I can give you a warm and proper welcome. So hey, Nicole, nice to see you. Haven't seen you guys in so long. I've missed you guys greatly. I'm glad to be back in the saddle. My voice sounds better. Hopefully it doesn't sound as crackly as it was since the last time I was on. I still have bronchitis. I still have a bit of a cough, but not as bad as I did at the beginning of the month and like kicking off November. So normally I do our month in review. I do it the last Friday of the month, but that was Black Friday, right after the holidays. And I was really just trying to give myself as much, yeah, exactly. I was trying to give myself as much vocal rest as I possibly could before I started back at it, because I've got, yeah, I really, after the challenge, we are just wrapping No Newbie Left Behind, that program up. And after the challenge, like I ran those two simultaneously, and plus being sick, I thought like my vocal cords were like, it was ridiculous. And every time I felt like I was getting better, I felt like I was getting sicker. So I was just like, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to try and not talk very much, but I've got kids, so of course I've got to yell at them or talk to them. But I tried not to do any major, like massive talking or anything like that for the last 2 weeks. And I think it has helped, but like I'm talking now and like I can feel a bit of a twinge in my throat right here. So what I have decided, like I had like this big thing I was going to do in December, but I've said, okay, I'm going to wait until January, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's do the recap. And then I want to talk about the poll that I posted in the group a couple of days ago and the response that I got, which tells me that I need to talk about how to kick fear, and the ask, and what we need to do as business owners so I can shake you out of whatever is stopping you from the greatness that is you, and letting the world know that you are here and that you are here to stay, right? Because if you don't know me, you will get to know that this is my number one saying, that your number one job is to market your business. Your second job is to build relationships, and your third job is to do whatever your superpower is. So if your superpower is not marketing and your superpower is not relationship building, that is why you're in the group. This group is about action. So I really want to see you guys win in powerful ways. I want to see you guys in action with marketing. I pretty much follow every one of you. If you've posted in any of my prompts, your Facebook group, your Facebook pages, whatever, if you friended me, I follow you. And so my eyes are always looking at the stuff that you guys are promoting and seeing how you guys are doing. Because I have a very vested interest in your success. I want to see each and every one of you successful. All right, so let's get to the recap because it's pretty sweet and simple. If you were on the bandwagon, you knew what happened. If you're new to the group, my name is Sundey Gardner. I am the Marketing Boss Pro. I am your ringleader of Facebook Ad School, where we talk all things marketing for your business, online marketing, and Facebook ads. We also in this group will be talking about product launching and how do you have successful launches. So if you have not, we welcome every individual new person. I think this is a new person. I don't know you. It's Belvicia Booth. Belvicia, did I pronounce it? I probably jacked your name up. I'm so sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. But welcome. You are a new name to me. I don't know who you are. So my name is Sundey. Welcome to the group. So if you have not introduced yourself via words or video in the group, please do so. Also, I want you to look up above at the pinned post that has a welcome video from me. And this was pre-sickness. So that's so funny. Like I see my face, like I need to not do the close-up because it's kind of a big face right in the screen. I welcomed you in the group and want you to look at the group description, want you to introduce yourself and let you know all about what the group is about and what you can expect from the group. So in the month of November was a whirlwind of activity. So in October, just as sort of a mini recap of, hey, Krista, nice to have you on. Nice to see your face. Just a mini recap of October. We launched No Newbie Left Behind. No problem at all, Krista. We launched No Newbie Left Behind, and that is a online program where I in live train you on how to build the top part of your funnel. I train you on how to build a stranger offer, how to build that out, how to build the landing page and the Facebook ads so that you can attract leads to your business. And if you are in business, if you are a brick and mortar or if you have an online business, you know the value of having leads to your business, right? So people that you can start the relationship with. And so that class started at the end of October and we continued it through November. And we just finished our last group call today, right? So that all of the students of that course have support from me for 30 days after the class. So we will continue that support in the marketing playground through the end of December. So we wrapped up that this month. Super excited about that. We did a challenge in the month of November. We did Ready to Launch. Are you ready? Are you really ready to launch? And so we did a 5-day challenge right at the beginning of the month where if you had a product and service and you wanted to know how to release that successfully to your strangers or your acquaintances or your BFFs, I, for 5 days, taught you how to do that. And it was an amazing challenge. We had about 80 people join us, probably about 20% of that. So about 20 people who were active in the group. Nicole was a participant of that challenge, so she can let you know what she thought of the challenge. But we had a lot of the Facebook ads group members who were in the separate group participate in that challenge, had a great time hosting that. And then that was the height of my sickness. So I hosted that challenge with a fever, bronchitis, coughing. And so a lot of the video has got me coughing on it, struggling through. But I do think that the people who participated got a lot out of it, really understood what it meant to successfully launch your product. So if you are new again to me, or if you're old and you missed the challenge, what we went over in that challenge is most people, they get a product and a service, they come up with a new business, whatever the fill in the blank is that they're doing, and they just say, you know what? I'm going to focus internally. I'm going to focus on, making sure that I have everything that I need ready to go for the product, right? So I'm going to build out my website. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to make sure that the packaging and everything is good and everything is perfect, right? And they do no marketing, they do no preparation, and they're really not ready to launch. They've done everything internally to get ready, but they've done nothing externally. So that challenge was really about ramping up the excitement to get people revved up about your products and services. So that challenge, if you missed that challenge, we will be doing that challenge again in the fall. Along with the Ready to Launch product takeoff program that will come with that. We'll do that in the fall. So that was great. Very excited. Super sad I was sick during that time, but I still think it was a great turnout. And so if you missed that challenge, I'm sorry, but you gotta stay connected. So for those people who are new, I will let you know, I will give you a sneak peek. We are going to do a Facebook ads challenge in the month of January. So I will challenge you, if you are not on my list, that you are going to want to get on my list, because I will give you VIP access to those people who are on my challenge, which gives you a lot of greatness when it comes to when we launch the program. Again, we're going to be launching No Newbie Left Behind again in February. So super excited about doing round 2 of No Newbie Left Behind, but this is a great opportunity. If you've got a product and service and you are really trying to get in front of people in a powerful way, you are not going to want to miss this round of this program. We will not do No Newbie Left Behind again until the fall. So if you missed it this past time, you get an opportunity to get in on it again in February, but you'll want to participate in the challenge because it'll be a great opportunity for you to learn about all that is Facebook ads. So I am starting the gate in 2018 with all that it is Facebook ads. So you probably ask, well, what are you going to do in December? Like, you're talking about 2018, but shit, I'd like to get through chapter 12, right? Okay. So chapter 12, what are we going to do in chapter 12? I'm still taking it pretty easy. I'm still coughing. I still have bronchitis. So I am not going to come out the gate like doing a bunch of trainings, but we do have a training December 12th. I do one training for free for you guys every month. And so in the month of December, that training will be December 12th. If you're not on my mailing list, my email list, right? Nobody mails. Like, does anybody like use snail mail anymore? But email, if you're not on my list, you should get on my list. I'll include the link and you'll also get the invitation there. You also want to check the events section of the group because it's also there as well. I usually stream the training live inside of the group and it's available that day, but to get the replay, you've got to join the list and register for be on my list to get the replay. So that's what we're doing in the month of December. Now, I had this really big thing planned I was going to do. So I'm going to tell you, I've moved it to January because really, I'm serious. I think I've injured my throat. Like, I think like my vocal cords are like strained because I'm talking. This is the first live I've done, like I said, in like 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks. And my throat still is a little bit of a twinge, but we will be doing in the month of January, we're going to be doing 12 days of marketing. And you're going to be like, what the hell is 12 days of marketing, right? The idea about 12 days of marketing is for you to plan out 2018 marketing plan, right? So a lot of you may struggle. I'm not saying that you do struggle, but some of us do struggle with how do I market my business? Like, what events should I be doing? And I'm not talking actual physical events, but virtual events. Like, what do I put in my newsletter? What do I talk about? How do I get visible in front of my existing customers, stay visible with my existing customers? And how do I attract new customers to my business? That 12 days of marketing is going to be all about the development of your annual marketing plan. So you're not going to want to miss that. I am going to host that though, not on Facebook. I'm going to host that on YouTube. So you will want to look out for that announcement. Also, if you're on my list, I will have that in our announcement. I'm starting a new newsletter, and this is going to have all of our amazing activities that go on all of my platforms summed up for you every month. That is going out January 1. So that'll be another reason why you'll want to join my mailing list. Can you get it? I want you to join my list, right? I want you to get first dibs on all the shit that I've got going on. So to the fact that I'm quiet, what I will tell you is me and my team have been working diligently on our 2018 marketing plan. I am so super excited about all the shit I've got planned for you guys inside of this group. I only have one group. So this is where you guys get the mods. You get free training in this group. You get my support. You get advice. You get tips. You get all sorts of stuff. I also do a little bit of extra sneak peek things on my list. I also am on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube. So I will include all of those handles for you in the description of this live so that you can link to them. So let's talk about the message. So that's the recap of November. Pretty like December. I had plans to end December with a bang, but my body told me differently. My body said, you will not be doing a bang. You will be sitting your ass down, or you won't be doing anything. So I am listening. And so we have just been in our little huddle, and we are spending the month of December getting everything all queued up so that we have a really strong opening for January. We have a lot of things going on. January 4th is where 12 days of marketing starts, and that's going to go through the 19th. Then we start on the 22nd. We start the Facebook ads challenge, 5-day challenge, and you're going to have opportunity to register for that. So there's a lot of stuff going on. December, the thing that you'll want to look out for is the training that I'm doing in December. It's going to be December 12th. Look in the events. I think if you look that way on the screen, go to your events inside of the group. I've already posted December and January's training so that you can be sure to add that to your calendar. If you accept the invitation, you'll get a notification reminding you, I think, the day of the event, and then a couple of hours before the event so that you can make sure that you are going to do that. And so I don't have my notebook here, and I don't think I posted the title, but I still may change the title based on you guys' feedback about what you want to learn about or what information that you may. I think I'm doing it on retargeting, but I want to talk about this poll that I posted. So if you haven't participated in the poll, look for a poll. I did it on Monday. And the question was, what's stopping you from doing your Facebook ads? And how do I know that you're not doing your Facebook ads? Because every person who is in the group, I ask 3 questions. I ask you, what do you need help with? What are you struggling with? And this is a Facebook ads group, and nobody asked any questions about Facebook ads. So that tells me that you guys must not be running Facebook ads, and you're not doing any Facebook ads. So I'm like, why not? Like, this is a group, a support group, so that you can get off your butts and run them, or you can ask a whole bunch of questions about them, or you can figure out all of the deep, dark secrets that you've ever wanted to know about them. So all of you guys did not respond that you don't know it doesn't work. That was one of the options, right? It said, like, do you like believe that Facebook ads don't work? Nobody selected that. So you guys all know that Facebook ads work, right? You know it, but you're not using them. So I challenge you, like, how do you really know that they work if you're not running them, right? So number one question or number one response on the poll was the 2 questions kind of neck and neck. It was, I don't know how much money to spend, and I'm afraid I'm going to do it wrong, right? I'm afraid that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm going to waste time, and I'm going to waste money, right? Nobody wants to do that. Nobody's got time for that, right? Nobody wants to waste time. Nobody wants to waste money, right? Well, that's why you're in this group, right? This is why I created these amazing programs so that you don't waste time and that you don't waste money, right? So let me address the first one, which is money. Like, how much money should you allocate, right? I'm going to tell you this. The first money that you should allocate is $17 for newbie foundations. And that $17 is going to get you access to 3 videos. If you were not with me in the month of August, that means you missed the videos when I hosted them live, but I've packaged them up into not only videos, but workbooks that introduce you to the power of Facebook and help you plan out your Facebook ads campaign. So what does that mean? You're like, well, what the fuck is a campaign, right? What does that mean to me? So Facebook is a tool. I'm going to start with that. I want you to think Facebook ads of like a PowerPoint, right? If you guys are in office, or, ex-office people or still in office, Excel, Word, the internet, it's a tool, period. End of story. It is a tool, a very powerful tool that gets you in front of the people that you need to be in front of. That's it. There's no magic about it. I mean, there's magic on how you use it, but it's a tool. It is not going to build relationships for you. It's not going to build out sales pages for you. You still need to know how to use the tool, right? Tools are only as powerful as your knowledge of how to use them and how to apply them for whatever problem that you are trying to address, right? So what is Newbie Foundations? It is a 3-part video series that I did in the month of August where I went over Facebook ad strategies, right? So which ad strategy is going to, what ad strategies are available to you that will help you decide what ads you should run in order to attract strangers to your business, right? And as you all know, in order to effectively be in business, you need to do a couple of things, right? Number 1, your job is to market. Number 2 is to build relationships. So in the marketing, you need to have a mechanism for you to attract strangers, right, to your business. Now, you can there's 2 ways you can do that. I always say you've got 2 options. You can do it manually, right? And your manual options is word of mouth. You can beat the pavement and go meet as many people as you humanly possibly can. Get your elevator speech out, pass out business cards, flyers, whatever you do, go to events and do that. You can also rely on referrals, right? There are many businesses that are in existence and that is all that they do, right? Word of mouth, referrals, and they go out and meet and greet people, right? Very viable way to grow your business and meet strangers. Now, if you're anything like me, right, I don't really care for that. I don't really care for networking in person. I've got 3 children. 2 of them are in sports. They're in football. Thank God we are on a downtime in sports. They're in football, and in the spring they'll be in soccer and flag football, and they'll be all over the place. I run 3 businesses. I have a husband. And so networking is no longer something that I care to do in my age, right? It's not something that I really didn't like networking events. I really never really liked that. So I needed a way to be able to do what I do by my voice automatically. And that's your second option, right? I need to replicate Sundey in a way that allows me to attract people in the same way if I went up to them and I shook their hand and said, hello, my name is Sundey Gardner, and I am your gal for fill in the blank, whatever I'm trying to sell, right? And so that is what automation does. Sales automation does for you. And that's what I teach. And so there is a way that you can automatically attract volume of strangers to you in the same way of you meeting people. The only difference in the automated way is that it's a process and you need to learn the process. And that's what I teach, is I teach you the process, right? So Facebook ads is just a way for you to introduce yourself to strangers, right? It's a way for you to remind the people who've already met you that you're here and that you have solutions to their problems or their desires, right? It's also another way for you to communicate to the people who love you that you've got amazing BFF offers just for them. Facebook is that tool, right? So I teach you on how to utilize that tool. I do training. I'll do training in the group for free that will teach you great tips and tricks to be able to do that. I encourage you, if you are on the fence about should you do Facebook ads or should you not, if you're ready or not, take Newbie Foundations. Great video series. First one again is on ad strategies, right? Because there's multiple different ad strategies that you can adopt depending on the type of business that you have. And I talk about several different ad strategies in that first video, right? I also give you a workbook that talks you through how you plan the best ad strategy for your particular business. Now, you get newbie foundations and you watch those videos and you have questions, come back in the group and ask me the questions and I'll answer them. Second video is about ad types, right? Because most of you have come through me either through word of mouth, you know somebody I know and they've referred you, right? Two, it's most likely that you've come through me through a Facebook ad that you saw of mine, right? Either my Facebook ads checklist, ready to launch challenge, whatever. You saw some advertisement and you clicked on it and you are now a part of my tribe, right? And now you get to listen to my scratchy voice talk to you about why the hell you need to be doing Facebook ads, right? Because it's a powerful tool, right? Ad types, Facebook is trying to take over the world. So if you are over the age of 30, you are a cartoon lover, you probably remember this cartoon Pinky and the Brain, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to look it out. But it's about two mice and one's got a big giant head. He's called the brain. And Pinky is like the dumb guy, the dumb mouse, right? Pinky's only objective is world domination, right? Every day, Pinky says, what are we going to do? And the brain says, take over the world, right? That's what Mark Zuckerberg is trying to do. He's trying to take over the world. So I tell you this to say that he's got like 16, 15, 20 different ad types to do. You don't really give a shit about all those ad types. In the second training, I talk about the ad types that you care about, the ones that are going to be the most powerful for small business owners and that are going to give you the best return on your investment. And then I give you a workbook on how you should plan out which ad type you should adopt for you, right? This is before you even touch the tool. This is really about how do you plan your business around the tool. And then the third one is how do you find your ideal customer? Whatever you're selling, you've got in your mind a vision of who meets the best customer that is for you, right? That is what Facebook ads, that is the very reason to use Facebook ads is because I can find you. If you give me characteristics about you, I found you, you're here. I can find you on Facebook ads targeting. And that's what the third video is about, is we talk all about ads targeting, what types of things that you can target people based on. I give you several ideas for combinations, and then I give you a workbook on how and not only that, I give you some insight on how to build your ideal customer avatar, and then how do you build that up so that when you get ready to start your Facebook. This is really about strategy and planning, that video series. This is a great introduction about what you need to consider when you do Facebook ads. So before you spend any money on advertising, you need to understand what the power of the tool is, what it can do for you, and how do you align your business accordingly, right? Not difficult material. 3 videos, I broke it up, tried to make it just as easy for you to consume as possible. When I hosted it live, got a lot of great feedback from the people who participated in the training, and they really saw value in that. I encourage you. I've got it for $17. It's under $20. You get all 3. You get all 3 workbooks. I encourage you, if you're on the fence with Facebook, do that. Now, let's talk about why you would still be on the fence, right? I'm still on the fence. I'm still fearful, right? $17 is not that big of an investment, because if you ask me how much money you should spend when it comes to running your ads, you need to allocate anywhere from $300 to $500. Why so much? Why so little? Depends on where you are. You may think that's a little, that's a lot. But advertising and marketing, particularly when you're doing automated advertising, is all about, yes, your ebook. Yes, marketing your ebook through Facebook ads would be a great way. You could use that as a stranger offer, Nicole. Do it on the top part. You give the ebook away for free. You could do it for a low price. You could do it on the back end of your offer. There's multiple ways that you can promote your ebook through Facebook advertising. But you know what I'm going to do over in the month of December is because in preparation for the challenge in January, I'm going to start taking snapshots of ads so that I can start to give you some samples of ads that are running in my timeline, so that you can see. But I've seen there's a whole strategy on ebooks, running ebooks. And let me give you some examples. What you could do, like say you're selling a book, even a full-fledged book, right? You could, as a stranger offer, you could give a chapter of your ebook away for free. And then your next offer would actually be a paid purchase of the ebook, right? So you give a chapter, you could do a video as your stranger offer of your ebook, and you could be reading a snapshot of it, or you could do, 5 reasons why your book is needed by whoever your ideal customers are, right? And then the offer is the ebook, right? So I'm just giving you like 3 or 4 different ideas on how to promote an ebook. And then you would promote that stranger offer. So the free chapter or the video that you do about 5 reasons why. I know that, Nicole, you're in fitness. So if you're doing an ebook and you've got tips in there, you could pull out a couple of tips and do those tips as a stranger offer, and then run that, get emails for people who are interested in those tips, deliver the tips to them, and then, do a subsequent offer to sell the ebook to them. Depending on the price point, if you're giving the ebook away for free, you can do that and get email addresses. You can, do a snippet of it, do a couple of chapters, multiple ways to do an ebook as a Facebook ads. But absolutely, Facebook ads can get you in front of thousands of people who are in your ideal market to do that. All right. So the budget. So how much should you allocate? 300 to 500. And why do you need to allocate 300 to 500, right? Marketing is all about testing, right? Facebook is a tool, and in so much that it's a tool, it's actually a mathematical tool that determines and learns the behavior of its users, right? So let's say I'm going to use Nicole because I know her product and I know what she does. So she sells fitness and body image, right? So I think the book that she's written is about body image. I know that she also sells fitness gear. Krista, I know you as well. You do fitness as well with a combination of spirituality and God and fitness together, right? I know that for Black Friday, you did a free coaching session. That would have been a great stranger offer to run Facebook ads to get a bunch of people who are interested. But we can talk about that later. So let's say that you're running ads for the first time, right? I go through exactly what you need to do to set that up. I talk about that in the newbie foundations. And what Facebook is going to do is that 300 to 500 is for you, since you've not built up your audience, you've never tested your audience. At 300 to 500, I'm going to recommend that you spend $5 a day per ad set. Yeah, you should have, but it's not too late, because you're going to join me in the 12 days of marketing, and we're going to talk about all the shit that you should be doing in 2018, and what part of that you can run through ads, what part would make sense to run, through your group or your page, what would attract more strangers. But no problem. It's never too late, right? Because this is a marathon, right? Advertising, marketing, your business, this is longevity, right? So this is not about trying to get one quick wonders. This is about creating a foundation, a marketing foundation for your business, such that it is always bringing in a volume for you, right? And you're just substituting it with a new promotion, a new offer, right? You're probably letting some offers run the course until such time no one's taking advantage of it, right? If you've got a cash cow that's working really well for you, don't turn it off, or turn it off when you don't want to deal with it and turn it back on when you do. I'll say, for example, my Facebook ads checklist, which is the top of my funnel. I turn that on and off based on what program I'm running, and where I am in my funnel, right? But that ad does really well for me. Over the last 2 days, I'm going to be posting last night's results in the group later on today. So you'll see day 3 of that particular ad, and you'll see how that's doing. But what I guess I'm trying to tell you is that $300 to $500 for you to start. Facebook, the way it does, you don't have to have all that money up front. I'm just saying you need to earmark $300 to $500 for really understanding how your offer, your audience, and all of it connects, right? You do $50. It's not enough really for you to really get enough data. And that's what this is really about, data. is understanding the data so that you can make decisions on it, right? You can start, I have started my clients' ad accounts like they've only had $100, but it's really testing data. I'm able to take within that $100 and really start to fine tune their target audience in Facebook such that I'm getting leads or I'm getting sales, whatever it is the goal is, I'm able to do that. And so when you first run ads, that first set of ads that you run are really about testing that you've got your target audience correct, right? That your copy is resonating, that your images make sense to the target audience, right? That people are responding and that you're getting what you want, right? So if it's email addresses, you're getting that. If it's clicks, if it's video views, if it's, whatever that fill in the blank objective is, which I go over in newbie foundations, you're getting that. And that $300 to $500 allows you enough room for you to get the data that you need to see what's working well, keep those things that are working well, and shut down those things that are not working well. $300 to $500 is usually a great starting point to do that. So that answers your first question. So for all the people who said, I don't know how much money I should spend, it's $300 to $500 is how much you should allocate for an ad campaign, particularly when you're first starting. Now, I will tell you, I run every new target audience that I run an ad to, I start with, if I've never run that audience and I'm testing out a new audience, I start that audience out with $5 per audience, right? I may be running 3 to 5 audiences at a time, but it's $5 a pop, right? And what I'm looking for is results. I'm getting the email addresses because my first level of ads are always usually email addresses. I'm getting email addresses going into 2018. I'm going to do more video ads, but the idea is I'm getting email addresses. So I'm doing $5 per ad set to make sure that I'm getting the click through and I'm getting the emails. Once I get that and I'm getting it at the price point, which is usually less than $2 per click, and that's for me based on what I'm doing in my target audience, it's less than $2. If you're anywhere between $3 and $5 per lead, you're doing well. So if you're getting a response of $3 to $5, you're getting 2 to 3 emails in that one ad set. That's great, right? You shouldn't have this expectation for $5 a day that you're going to get 100 emails. That's ridiculous. You're not going to assume Zuckerberg's not in the business of giving away his services away completely for free. But if you get 2 to 3 emails for $5 a day, you know that ad set is doing what it's intended to do based on your objectives, right? So I've given you the answer there. So if you answered in that poll this week that the reason why you're not doing Facebook ads is because you're afraid or you don't know what the money is, how much to spend, 300 on the low end, 500 on the upper end, you don't need to have that money plopped down. Zuckerberg charges you as you go. If you're new to Facebook ads, he charges you. You have to put a credit card on file or a PayPal account associated with your account. And then he charges you $50 per day, or not per day. He charges you $50 until your account gets to $50. And then you build up some trust with him. And then you get to do like $250 on reserve with him. No problem. You can watch it. Absolutely. Have a great evening, Krista. All right, somebody just asked a question. Hearts of Angels Senior Living Group, home health aides. How do I get attention from people on Facebook ads? All right, so I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so the money thing is, it's not like you need to have all the money up front, right? He's going to piecemeal it. You're going to set it up. You're going to do it, and he's going to bill you either your first way to get him to trust you is that he lets you spend up to $25, then he charges the credit card. And then the next time it's $50 and he charges the credit card. And I want to say he does that 3 times. And then once you've established that you pay for your account, then you get to go up to $250. And so until the account reaches $250, then he charges you the $250 or 30 days, whichever is greater. So again, it's not that you need to have that money available. I mean, that you need to, give him $300 and you hope and pray to God that it all goes out. It's really as you go is how much you need to spend. All right, $5 per day is what I'm recommending. Now, if you answered the second question on the poll and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm afraid that I may be wasting my money or my time in the ads because I don't know how to set up the ads. I don't know which strategy I should do. There's 15 ad types. I don't know which ad type I should select. I don't know how to use the targeting. I don't know what image I should use, what title. Then you need to join my group programs, right? So this is where I'm saying the first one I recommend that you take is Newbie Foundations. It's going to give you a great introduction of what you should expect in Facebook ads and what you should do. Again, this is a support group for Facebook ads. Nobody's asking questions about Facebook ads. So that tells me that you guys are either not advertising or you're afraid to advertise. So then let's talk about this third thing, right? So if you don't know and you're afraid to advertise because you don't know what you're doing, I'm telling you the first place to start is the foundations class. $17. That's not a huge investment. And it's powerful information to get your foot in the door for you to really understand what to expect when it comes to Facebook advertising and how to utilize the tool. We don't go into opening up the tool. This is really about strategy and how do you align your business and get ready to utilize the tool. All right. So that's number 2. Let's talk about fear in general and how we as business owners need to get the hell over the fear and kick it in the ass. Let's talk about that, right? Because fear is designed. If you're new to me, I'm going to tell you, I curse. I curse like a sailor. So I try to hold it back a little bit, but fear, I equate this to this, there are nights that I can't sleep, right? You probably experience this too, right? You can't sleep. You've got all this shit going on in your head and you got all these voices in your head telling you what to do, what you can't do, what you shouldn't do. Oh, we're not ready to do this, or we can't do this, or whatever the fill in the blank shit is, right? I call it the committee of bitches in my head, right? Those bitches in my head keep me up at night, and I really got to shut them down because most of the time they don't know what the hell they're talking about. That is just because you don't know any better. They don't know any better. So they're trying to save you from some perceived failing or issue that they are scared about, right? So you got to get them in check. I'm always talking about you got to get the committee of girls in your head in check. Now, if you got men in your head, whatever you got in the head, whatever your committee voices are, right? Mine are girls nagging at me, talking about all the shit I can't do or shouldn't do or I'm not ready to do or whatever the fill in the blank is, right? You got to be in control of your thoughts. You've got to be in control of your fear, right? Acknowledge that you're fearful of whatever it is, right? Doing Facebook ads, I remember when I first started, I was like, I'd never done advertising, right? I always wanted to do advertising. I always wanted to do radio ads. I always wanted to do TV ads. But I was like, that shit's too expensive. I'm not dropping, $1,500 and pray to God that it all works in a prayer. I just was not prepared to ever do that. So when I started Facebook advertising, I was scared. So I was very excited that I could only do $10, right? And then I was like, boom, I'm going to do that. And then the phone started ringing, right? And I started my Facebook ads back in 2010. So I've been doing them for 7 years now. And, I ran them for my salon and the phone started ringing. People were like, yeah, I saw you on Facebook. I was like, oh shit, this is actually working, right? So I submerged myself into all things that are Facebook ads. And what I'm telling you is fear is designed to stop you from what it is that you're intended to do. So if you're fearful, it's probably because you need to do it or you need to gather the information and the knowledge necessary that you can do it, right? So kick it away, right? Acknowledge that you're scared, but don't let it stop you because Facebook ads work, period. End of story. There is not a person unless, okay, I got to give you this disclaimer. Unless you're selling porno, drugs, shit that is against Facebook's term of services, Facebook ads are going to work for you, period. Don't tell me your people are not on Facebook. So unless they're infants, which they're not buying, so you don't really want to be talking to infants, you want to be talking to their parents, right? Unless they're, I can't even see a situation that it's not going to work, right? There are 1 billion plus users on the platform every month. We can find your ideal client on the platform End of story. I mean, they're there. There's not even a question of if they're there. It's about us trying to find them and making sure that you've got the right message to them. So let me go to your question. You said Hearts of Angels Senior Living Group, home health aides. How do I get attention from people on Facebook, right? So I don't know what home health aides people do. Do you take care of sick people? Do you take care of old people? Do you take care of them in their house? Do they come to a place that you are? You got to give me a little bit more about your business, right? But here's a strategy just based on what I think your business is about. You have, you offer service for people who are elderly. So you were talking to the people, either to someone who is planning for their own elder care, or you're talking to their children or a spouse or someone who is going to be in the planning of their senior person's care, right? So you need to create content that is going to let that person who is looking for that know that you are the person that has their solution. So finding people who are of senior age is easy to do. Finding their children is easy to do on Facebook. So you need to develop content that is going to appeal to children who are probably in their 40s, maybe even 50s, who are getting ready to take care of a senior person, right? What services do you offer? What are their concerns? What are they worried about, right? What type of healthcare do you provide, right? So I don't know enough about your business to give you exact examples, but that's what you have to do. You have to appeal to the person who is planning senior care. I don't know if that, in my mind, I'm thinking that's children, right? It could be a person who's planning their own care. I remember before my grandmother passed away, God rest her soul, she was like a super planner, right? I think that's where I get it from. But I remember when I was like in her care, she always said that she wanted to go to a senior living facility. Like she always said that, like as long as I can remember. So she was looking at senior care facilities for herself when I was she must have been in her 50s, like 40s. I mean, she couldn't have been that old. Like, I don't remember, because I remember I was young when she was doing that. And my grandmother lived till her 70s. So she was planning this in her 40s and 50s about what facilities she was going to go to, right? So you need to look for the people who are planning, right? The planners. And then you need to create content that's going to talk to them about how amazing your facility is going to be for them, for care of them. And then you run ads providing them with this content. And so I talk about that in that first video about stranger ads, stranger offers, and how you attract strangers to your products and services. And so I would encourage you to get that video series, listen to the first video, and I really talk about the customer relationship, strangers versus acquaintances versus BFFs, and how you need to create offers that are going to appeal to each one of those markets. So hopefully that answers your question. Let me know if it does not, and then I will expand some more on that. But okay, so if there's any other questions, let me know and I'll hope to answer that. But really, what I really want you guys to focus on is, don't be fearful that you don't know what you're in the support group. You join this group because you need help, right? So that means you need to open. I cannot read your mind. I cannot begin to understand what you're struggling with. If you are running Facebook ads and you're running into an obstacle, that is the reason why you want to be in a group like this, is to ask your questions. If you've got some ideas that you want to post and you want to get feedback, this group is designed just for that very thing. So if you're on the fence and you've got an idea and you want to talk it out, I think this is the greatest group in the world for us to talk through what your ideas are and what it is that you want to do. Now, if you're ready to act and you don't know which way you should go, and you've got all your shit together and you're ready to get in there in Facebook ads and you're ready to start running your first ad, let me know. we can hop on a call and I can give you some options on the best way to do that if you don't know how to run the ads, right? So I've got some programs that are either live that are coming where I'm hosting them live, or online self-paced study programs that you can attend, that you can learn at your own pace, that are all video driven, and you get access to a support group that you can do that too. So I've given you plenty of options there. I want to see some ads. I want to see some questions. I want to see what's getting you guys revved up, right? Because we are getting ready to end 2017 and we're getting ready to start a new year, right? So this is where we should all be in the planning phases. We should be, hopefully ending the year with a bang, or you're ending the year planning all of the bang things that you're going to do in the upcoming year. I'm ending the year softly so that I can get well. But we are starting January 1 with a strong, strong bang. So hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Just one more announcement for December. I am going to be off the grid, I guess. Is that the way you say it? I'm going to be off the grid. You see, I've talked too much, so I'm going to have to go. I'm going to be off the grid the last week of the year. And I'm going to spend that all with my family and getting my house organized so that I start right, fresh 2018, just all rested and ready to go. Clean house and all the bangs. So, all right, if you guys don't have any questions or comments, I'm going to go, but consider this your chapter 11 recap and introduce sneak peek to chapter 12 and a big giant sneak peek for chapter 1 of 2018. So I'm super excited about all the stuff that's coming. I hope to see you guys in the training that's going to be on the 12th of December. And I'll see you in the group. So if you have any questions or anything, do not forget to join my list. I'll include all the links to what's going on. And the newsletter comes out January 1, or I think the 31st. I can't remember when we're launching it, but you want to join the newsletter, join the list. That's so funny. All right. It was great to see you guys' names. And if you see the replay, you've got a virtual hug and a hello from me. And you guys will see some more of me as my voice gets better and better day by day, but won't be doing daily lives, yet until I'm fully healed. So anyway, you guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you soon.